Hey guys, Mishka here. Alright, another requested video. What are the useful spells, what are the useless spells, and how do you get efficient at casting spells? So let's just go ahead and get started talking about the meta spells, the spells that you will need to know as a mage. So starting off, first off is Fireball 2, right? Greater Fireball. That is your main damaging spell. That will deal anywhere from like 20k to, almost 40k. Start stacking potions and buffs, and you get some pretty ridiculous damage if you can cast that. There are a bunch of shortcuts. The one that I use is Bucky's Pretzel because it's nice and consistent and easy, and it'll only get you fire. There's no frost involved. I think I just made a video about it. I just got a new headset, the Index, so I'm having to basically relearn casting, and this is what I'm sticking with because it's nice and easy. The second spell is Frost 2, Greater Frost. I use a capital P, right? It doesn't do much damage, but it'll activate my tile sets, and it'll give the slow debuff in case you've got somebody with Ice Heart. Do I have Ice Heart? I do have Ice Heart, so that gives me an additional 5% damage. So stack that, Frost, and then put the fire on there, and now my fire is going to be doing 5% extra damage, which is nice, along with everybody else in my party who's using an Ice Heart weapon. The third one is Affliction 2. I use the 8-ball for that. You're going to see it does the Affliction, and it gives a weakness stack. So enemies now taking more damage, again, on top of that Ice Heart. If you stack that, you want to try to keep at least 2 afflictions on a boss. You can stack 3 for damage, but you're going to notice there's only 2 weakness stacks. So 2 is the meta. 3 if you can manage it, cool, but stick with 2 for the most part. And then last one is Pushback, just for interrupts. It's nice. So those are the kind of the meta spells. Decurse is nice as well. Decurse you should definitely know how to do if you're doing high level dungeons. That'll get rid of poisons nice and quick. I'm trying to think. And then I know one mage that gets regular use out of Mana Shield. But that's just Richlith because he's a goofball. It has saved my life multiple times though. So now regarding the useless spells, let's just go in the book here. So we got Fireball 1. You can use it to pull enemies, but it's not the most damaging spell. It travels fast. It crits for the same as a normal Fireball 2 hit, but Greater Frostbolt, we already went over that. That's the one that I use the P for. You can also draw like a candy cane. You can tell I don't ever do that method because it's not casting. There we go. Affliction, why cast Affliction 1, which I can't. So Affliction 1, it'll give the weakness, but it ticks for, what, 2.5k? As opposed to, wait for it, 5. Yeah, so you're doing double the damage for the same spell if you just do Affliction 2 instead of Affliction 1. Don't do Affliction 1. Mana Shield we already went over. Light used to be kind of cool, but now you basically just do it to bug out the lighting of different rooms, like the tavern. Fireworks. Oh, I've got a fun story about fireworks. Ask me in game sometime and I'll tell you the story about how I went to a raid thinking Firework was the most damaging spell in the game. Spoiler alert, it's not. I tend to draw it with a flat roof instead of that angled one, and it tends to go off just okay. Again, new headset, my muscle memory's all gone, so I'm having to like relearn these spells. Arcane Ray, you do 3k per second. When the goal is like, upwards of 50k, no, absolutely not. Resurrect, there you go. Frostbolt 1, just like Fireball 1, it's very low damaging. It travels far and it travels fast, but you're not going to get any use out of it because you're doing Frost 2 instead. Although you should be doing Fire. Greater Fireball, we already went over it. Greater Affliction, we went over it. Ice Lance, let's see if I can get this. I'm going to keep that Frost buff stacked and try to get an Ice Lance. You can tell I never use this. I don't think any of the top mages in the game use this in their meta ever, because as a ray spell, it does have a cooldown on the wand where you can't cast immediately after, and it doesn't do much damage. Pushback we already went over. Decurse we went over. Resurrect again? What? Is that in there twice? It's in there twice. Let's see, other spells that aren't in the journal. Arcane Explosion. Unless you're a dot spreader or you've got a group of like 5 or 6 enemies, probably not worth casting. So yeah, those are the meta spells. Those are the ones that if you're a new mage and you need to know what to work on, you need to know Fireball 2, Frost 2. Oh my god, I can't cast it. Affliction 2, and Pushback. Right, I draw it like that. It's just nice and easy for me. Pushback 2, I wouldn't even worry about. If at any point you need Pushback 2, you're probably goofed. So that's it. Those are the meta spells for now, as of the taping of this, which is October 13th, 2020. That's the meta. Fire, Frost, Affliction, Pushback. Maybe Mana Shield. So, yep. That's what you should practice. That's what you should get good at. Again, the shortcuts: Fire 2, the Pretzel, Frost 2, P. Oh my god. Affliction 2, 8 Ball, Pushback 76. And I think there's videos on all of those on my channel except for the Pushback one. I might make a video if that's requested, but you can cast the normal one, it still goes off, you know. Cool. I hope that helps. As always, if you've got any video suggestions, let me know. Till then, happy hunting.